Hello, everybody. It's JC with Empire Algorithmic Trading. Time for a weekly update, February 2nd, 2025. And what a week it was. We started off with a massive gap down on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ Composite. Pretty much everything due to the DeepSeek revelation coming out of China that they were able to build AI for cheap. Kind of rattled the whole AI trade, and then it just got a little stranger from there. Mix that in, we have the Federal Reserve at the middle of the week. We had some big earnings reports. Everything was looking pretty good until Friday afternoon when the Trump administration announced significant tariffs on both Mexico and Canada. The stock market immediately reacted and proceeded to sell off into the close. It's not looking good. As far as technical pictures, we were looking pretty bullish, but Friday was a pretty bearish indicator. So we expect to see some continued selling. The question is, how long does it last and how difficult does it get? So not a good picture. And the same thing on the NASDAQ. Here we see NASDAQ peaked above its volume weighted average price there, kind of holding, but has kind of been struggling ever since. So kind of runs into that trouble when you have mega caps running into trouble like NVIDIA. It's going to keep that index in check here for a little bit. We're also seeing a little bit of buying in the bonds, which is good. We want to maintain our interest rates. It'll be kind of curious to see what happens to the bond market tomorrow with the interest or the tariff news. Here we have small caps continuing to run into resistance. It is volume weighted average price. We have noticed in our studies that a lot of our breakouts that are in the smaller caps are really struggling on trying to make any headway. And so we're going to remain cautious with those kind of breakouts until we start seeing some better action in the small caps. And as you can see, the mid caps are holding right at its VWAP. It has been trading above it a little bit, but we'll see what happens with the coming week with the Trump tariffs. For the week, we had 12 stocks break above their VWAP, and only 41% of them showed positive follow-throughs. It makes sense with the weakness in the market. You're going to see some selling into strength, and so now is the time to definitely be cautious. Let's take a look at some of those breakouts. Here we have HIMS. The green arrow is the day that we notified our clients of a potential breakout. And as you can see, it followed through a couple of times. So it's looking pretty good. It remained close to its high on Friday. We'll see if that can hold up. And same thing with Samsara. We had a little bit of a breakout on Samsara. It is holding above its averages. We'll see if it can resist any downward pressure from the general market and if that breakout can hold. As we said, only 41% had positive follow-throughs. So let's take a look at a couple that didn't. So Catalyst Pharmaceuticals attempted a nice push, but this breakout clearly looks to be rejected. It is holding right there at one of its short-term moving averages. That looks like the 20-day average. However, that's a pretty tough rejection to look at. So most likely that's a fail. And then Palo Alto Network as well. It had a hard time following through. It is holding up at its short-term averages. So we'll see if that can maintain that support, and if it makes any significant move higher, of course, the algorithm will let us know. For the coming week, we expect continued volatility with the tariff wars going on. We're not exactly sure how that's going to react. If passes any prologue, and it usually is, it's not going to be pretty. So the last time we went raising tariffs was 2018, and the market was down significantly for the entire year. So Friday's action, it does indicate further selling moving forward. We're going to start looking for support at the lower VWAPs. We're going to remain cautious until a clear trend above the VWAP is established. And until then, we are going to utilize our strict risk control strategies. As always, if you'd like to follow us, you can subscribe at patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading. And you can also visit us at VWAPvision.com for more information. Thank you very much. Good luck and happy trading.